So here we have the 2017 Junior Cert Higher Level. This is paper 2 statistics and this is question 4. So it says the stem and leaf diagram below shows the number of copies of the Newry News sold each week over 17 weeks in a particular shop. The value in the diagram for one of the weeks is P, where P is an element of N. So an element of N means it's a natural number. Natural numbers are positive whole numbers. And then we're told P is greater than or equal to 1 and less than 10. So they've given us a set, they've given us our stem and leaf diagram, and they give us a key that say 3 and then 2 is equal to 32 copies of the Newry News. And then part A, we're told that the range of the data is 39. So the range is equal to 39. So the range of a set of values is going to be equal to the highest value minus the lowest value. So the highest value is going to be the one with the 40. So this is the 40. So 40 something. The P will be the something that's attached. That will be 1 up to 9 that's attached to the 40. So the P isn't actually 40 something as a number. It's just the number between 1 and 9 that's added onto the 40. So the lowest number is going to be 8. So because I don't know what the highest number is yet, I might just call it X for now. So I'll just call it the highest number is X. So minus the lowest is going to be equal to 39. So if I want to get what the highest value is, it's going to be X is equal to 39 plus 8. So X is going to be equal to 47. So the highest value is 47. But P is the only stem part that's attached to the 40. So P is going to be equal to 7. So then part B part 1, we're asked to find the value of each of these statistics. So the mode. The mode is the value that occurs most often when all the values are arranged in order. Sorry, the mode is the one that occurs most often, and they don't actually have to be arranged in order. So just the one that comes up the most. So we have 2 16s, but then we have 3 19s, and we have nothing that we have 4 of. So the mode must be 19. So the median is the one that occurs in the middle when all the values are arranged in order. So our values are already arranged in order. So we have a few different ways of getting our median. So we can cross off one of the lowest value and a highest value, then the next lowest, and then until we get to the middle. So we might do that way first. So I'll cross off this, and then I'll cross off this, and then these two, 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 and then these two. So I get, when I cross off a highest and lowest at a time, I get that my middle value, median, is 21. Or what I can do is I can say that I have 17 values. If I want to get what's the number of the value that occurs in the middle, I can divide 17 by 2 to get what's actually bang on in the center. So 17 divided by 2, and I get 8.5. But my middle value isn't going to be my 8.5 value. I'm going to have to round up to 9. So I always round up. So my middle value is going to be my 9th value. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So my 9th value is 21. So I get the same answer either way if I do it. So we have 2 options for that. So that's my median. And then the sum of the data in the stem and leaf diagram. So the next part they're telling us is the sum of the data in the stem and leaf diagram is 431. Use this fact to find the mean of the data correct to 1 decimal place. So the mean is also known as the average. So the average is the sum of the values divided by the number of values. So divided by number of values. So the sum of the values is going to be, we're told, is 431. So they've already taught it up for us. So because sometimes it can take a bit long to add up everything. So the sum of the values is 431, and they tell us that it's over 17 weeks. We can count the number, but it's going to be 17 weeks. So there's 17 values. So 431 over 17 and then we get 25.35, and it'll probably say correct to 1 decimal place, so 25.4 copies is the mean number of copies sold per week. And then part D. So in the 18th week there was a special issue of the Newry News, and there were a lot more copies of it sold than in any of the other weeks. Find the number of copies sold, find the modal number of copies sold per week over the whole 18 weeks. So the modal number they're telling us is the mode. So we want to figure out what's the most. Modal is equal to the mode. So let's say if I look at my data, so I figured out that P was 47. But say in my, now I have a number, say X, which is the highest value, but that was sold in the 18th week. But if I want to figure out the modal number of copies sold per week, how many copies did I have? What's the number of copies that I sold most often over the whole 18 weeks? Well, on week 18, it's going to be a higher value than it was ever sold in my 17 weeks. So it's not going to be, that's not going to have occurred before, so that's not going to be the one that occurs most often. So the one that occurs most often is the one that's repeated the most, and that's still going to be 19. So 19 is still going to be the number of copies sold. And then we're asked to find the median number of copies sold per week over the whole 18 weeks. So X is going to be the largest value. That's say the number sold in week 18. So now I just have 18 values. So if I want to get the mean of them, what I can do is divide my 18 values by 2, and then I get 9. But when I get a number, so when I have a decimal number, like before, I round up to the next whole number. But when I divide by my 2 and I get a whole number, I have to get the average of the 9th value and the 10th value, and then divide by 2. So my 9th value is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So my 9th value is 21, and my 10th value is 25. And I have to divide those by 2. So I'll get 46 divided by 2. So I'll get that my median value is 23. And then the mean number of copies sold per week over the whole 18 weeks was 28.5. Work out the number of copies sold in the 18th week. So the sum of all the values over 18 weeks, sum of all values divided by the number of values is equal to the mean. So the sum, just write the sum, and then the number of values, we know now there's 18, and we're told what the mean is, and it's 28.5. But we want to just figure out how many were sold in the 18th week. But we know that the sum of the values that were sold in the 17th week, from week 1 to 17, which they told us already, was 431. So the sum up to week 17 was 431. And if we let's say let X be the amount of copies sold in week 18. So 431, that's up to week 17, and then X is the number in week 18, and then that's all divided by 18 is equal to 28.5. So if we want, then we have to just rearrange this to get what X is. So first thing I might do is multiply both sides by 18, and then my fraction will be gone. So it'll be 28.5 by 18. So then I get 513. So 431 plus X is equal to 513. So if I want to get X by itself, it'll be 513 minus 431. So 513 minus 431, and I get X is equal to 82. So 82 is the number of copies sold in my 18th week. And that is our answer for that. Thank you.